How come an ordinary citizen will struggle to succeed in Kenya? The same place where a politician is accumulating and amassing lots of wealth that can be used to help these jobless young people, that can be used to build our economy. We must ask ourselves this tough question. Yes, it's a great thing to go and work abroad and prosper there. But I think it's high time now for us as Africans, particularly, I want to challenge our leaders. We must ask ourselves very difficult questions. Why is it that your citizens or our citizens have the notion that they can only prosper if they went out of the country? What has contributed to that culture and that belief in our systems? You know, I have interacted with Africans from different nations in Africa. I've had the privilege of connecting with quite a number of us who are from Africa in the West, and not only in the West. Whenever I'm passing through the Middle East, sometimes I fly through Qatar, sometimes I will fly through United Arab Emirates, and I always meet my brothers from Africa, my sisters from Africa, working in various parts of this, you know, in the airports. Here in the United Kingdom, of course, this is where I've been a resident for some time now, and I've met quite a number of us in the labor market here. And it's interesting, at the same time heartbreaking, to realize that most of us hold our original countries, or let me say we talk lowly, or we tend to demean the countries we come from. I've noticed that some of us are saying that you know, Africa, nothing good in Africa, you know, nothing good in my home country. But I can't be in that team or that party that says that nothing good can come from Africa, when I know that, especially at this point in time, when I know that Africa is actually indispensable, and nobody now should look down at Africa. Our African countries now must really seize this moment. Our leaders must now really man up and become responsible leaders, and leaders who are fighting for the good of their people and not for their own good, not just for the good of their families, not just building dynasties and empires for their families. African leaders must now seize this moment and prove to the world that there's something good about us. And we must stop the shameful hemorrhage of skill and manpower to other countries. We must now tell our people that we can succeed in our home countries, and we can have governments that have great accountability systems and structures, that public resources are not being benefiting just a few. And we can have countries now in Africa that provide the needed environments for skilled workers, non-skilled workers, and all of us to succeed in our home countries. It's a shame, and I must challenge our leaders to really stop with corruption, stop this nonsense of stealing public funds. And for once, let's have African leaders serving their people that they represent. I want to challenge my own president, William Ruto of Kenya, and his cabinet secretaries and the parliament and everyone who is in public office, and all African heads of states and governments, and everyone who is in a position that allows him or her to manage public resources. We must now be real and must be patriotic enough to decide that this is the time for Africa. This is the time for Africa. So friends, it's a good thing to go out there, to come out here and work in a foreign nation. But you know what, friends? Home is always the best. And nothing beats succeeding in your own country. I think, and I hold the view that succeeding abroad is great, but I think I want to be a success in my home country before now I can come here to be a solution. You know, I believe that we can succeed in our home countries. I'm not saying we shouldn't go to the West or those other countries. We should, but we should go there not as beggars or job seekers, but as solution givers, persons who are coming to help, not to be helped. So friends, think about this, think about it. And I challenge our young people who are looking for avenues of going abroad, take some moment and think of what we can do in that country and succeed right there. You know, I have college mates who have succeeded back in my home country in Kenya. And I believe that it's possible for all of us. I believe it's possible. And I challenge our leaders. Let us now seize this moment and create opportunities in Africa. Africa is blessed with resources. Africa has the manpower that is needed. Africa has enough resources to be prosperous. The problem is the theft and the corruption that steals public resources. This must stop if we are going to see Africa becoming indispensable and becoming the place where everyone else will want to go. Thank you so much for your time. My message to the Kenyans who are fighting to find a way or a route to foreign nations, to work in foreign countries. I think that you guys need to be told that yes, it's a great thing to go and work abroad and prosper there. But I think it's high time now for us as Africans, particularly, I want to challenge our leaders. We must ask ourselves very difficult questions. Why is it that your citizens or our citizens have the notion that they can only prosper if they went out of the country? What has contributed to that culture and that belief in our systems? How come an ordinary citizen will struggle to succeed in Kenya, the same place where a politician is accumulating and amassing lots of wealth that can be used to help these jobless young people, that can be used to build our economy? We must ask ourselves these tough questions.